It's like
Weird.
it's like when playing Truth or Dare with your high school friends, and you're sitting there like, I don't want to be a part of this game ever.
Yeah, because if you get a dare and
I hate dares.
they're going, then they know you, like they're gonna get you good.
Oh, no. For the most part, it's just send one person A to kiss person B.
Yeah.
In this case, they did that to me at one point.
I don't like.
And then I chose a guy instead of the girl that I liked.
I don't like kissing people that have cuties.
I'm not entirely surprised.
It was a better situation.
I don't have any questions.
Huh?
You should have came prepared. We have to do the weekly questions, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kayla, it's all your fault.
Oh, to be fair, I am the one who came up with the idea. We should ask questions every time.
Now me and Kelly need to enforce it
Yeah.
by helping her out when she forgets.
What?
Time's ticking.
Time's tick. Okay, you know
Gonna put
what?
the pressure on. Just hop on an anime site.
How about an anime site?
Just ask a random anime question. That'll work. That'll be something we can all answer.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Should be.
Who's your favorite Stranger Things character?
That's not an anime.
No, but I think it's an easy one that could.
Kayla has not watched
I've
it.
never watched Stranger Things.
What?
I-
Incarnation?
I like the clock. It's pretty cool.
Oh my. Oh, bro.
We've tried to get her to watch it. She just won't watch it, dude.
Nope.
You watched like a couple episodes and you're gonna. I mean, the first episode has D&D in it. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, come on.
Why not?
Yeah, like,
Why not?
why wouldn't you?
Okay, fine. Here's an anime question.
Is it Stranger Things?
No, it's anime.
Dang it.
Dude, that would be cool. Anime Stranger Things wouldn't make any sense.
No.
No. Okay, so what's your favorite anime ship of all time?
Favorite anime ship?
Wow, you threw a far curveball on me there.
We put a lot of stress in her, and then she threw it right back.
Yeah.
Favorite anime ship? Boy, that's hard.
If I hear Bakugo in any of your answers, I'm gonna be upset.
No.
No! Don't!
But what if I were to say Kirishima?
Why
In
did we-
Bakugo?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a problem.
Have you not heard of this?
No, I've heard of it.
Okay.
I just don't ship them because I really like Kirishima and Mina.
That'd be-
Everyone hates me for it.
That's actually a really good one. I don't really.
I like I like 02 and the one guy from Darling.
02 in the main character?
Yeah, I think.
Asdeath in the main character.
Okay.
How I get killed.
Azteth and me.
We haven't given yours.
No, I don't know. It was a curveball for us all. I don't know.
Kayla took the ball and threw it in a random direction and was like, oh, it hit something. Whoops.
Oh, whoops.
Pressure's on you now.
Annie and Armin.
Solid.
From what? Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because from what I saw in the manga, it like was a bit more set up than it was in the anime.
A little.
Because they actually show it early on in that.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas in this one, it's like you had no idea at all. It made no sense writing wise. They even had it at the beginning. They even had that in the first season.
Yeah.
You were looking at it like none of this makes any sense because they brought it up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the reason she never killed him.
Yeah.
Annoys me. What?
Did you say it annoys you?
The way it was written in the show.
Oh, yeah, the first season was, in a way, poorly done. But the rest
Which
was
is funny
fine.
because probably most people defend it as being one of the best.
Well, if you're comparing it to the manga, it's
Yeah.
one of the more poorly done ones. The rest of the seasons are fine. Anyway,
Anyway,
what's your name?
Oh yeah, my name is Killian.
my name Matteo.
My name's Kyla.
And unfortunately, we are currently down a player this week.
I killed him.
Yeah.
We all knew it was going to happen.
It's inevitable.
It was.
I am inevitable.
Thank
Who
you.
knows? We might die too. No.
You might not see this ever again.
Micah comes back and me and Kayla are just dead.
Dead and buried.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think that's introductions.
Yep.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been going for 5. We began before we asked the question.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So I believe, I guess we'll hop right into it.
Yeah.
So I believe where we left off, it's been 2-3 weeks. It's been 2? Okay. You guys had just continued the exploration down the right side of the caverns that you were inside, where it has been completely taken over by these vines that have seemed to have killed everyone over on this right side. You haven't found too many survivors since your first encounter in the 2 cell block rooms. And then you proceeded to fight some rather unsavory beast, and Ruben had a very hard time. And Eden also didn't have a good time.
I would have had a good time.
But that was due to personal error. But anyway, you guys have currently are resting up for the night. Kuma is watching over 2 knocked out bodies as they're healing up. And that is where you guys were in the main room again, right in front of where the vampire body you killed was?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so where all the doors are.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we'll resume from there.
So is she still knocked out, or is she...
She's recovering.
Okay.
She's asleep. You were able to drag both their bodies to safety after fighting the Orb Weaver, and it's less than a pleasant situation.
What's your name again?
Eden.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Eden.
Well, Eden, we need to get out of this church before more monsters come. What do you say to that?
Aren't I knocked out?
Yes.
So
Oh, I
nothing.
thought you said she's recovering.
She's recovering, but she is still very... I said she's knocked out. She's
Oh.
unconscious. I just...
Oh, okay. I was like,
I was like,
Hello,
passed
human. Are you well?
can I roll to wake her up?
Oh gosh.
You could, yeah.
Can I borrow the dice?
Give him the goo dice.
Give him the goo dice? Oh, the goo dice.
Not the green ones.
But the goo dice. This one
But they're not pretty though. I like
Okay.
the other one.
Oh.
The other one was pretty.
I'll
That
share with
one's.
you the Hogwarts one.
This one's pretty.
But the goo dice.
One that looks like a flag of some kind that I need to look up at some point.
What?
What do I get a bonus? Is there any bonus? Just hard roll.
Well, you're just...
I could take all the
Actually,
points.
Charisma.
You'll since of how defeated you were from the last night, I'll have you roll a Constitution throw.
What do I add?
Constitution
Anything?
save. Your Constitution modifier.
I don't know what that is.
14.
I wasn't asking you to roll.
Oh, I asked.
But I said.
Oh. Gosh, dude.
We're off to a brilliant swimming start.
Sorry, I get like in my head. I'm ready to go.
So saving throw?
Yes.
Do I have to roll? Because my constitution's already pretty high.
I mean, you could always.
Unless
fail.
I get a nat 1, which would be...
Don't get the 1.
Oh, that would be funny. 17.
Pleasure.
You have.
It was 8. I have
Oh.
a plus 8.
Okay.
You've recovered enough to.
I'm sorry.
Wake up to the shaking of Kuma.
Do I have 1 health?
Yes. We'll put you at
Yeah.
1 for now, since your short rest was Your rest was interrupted.
So she's awake now.
Yeah.
We need to get out of here. If I have to put you on my shoulders and run out of here, bust through walls, I will get out of here.
Ruben is also knocked out.
No one cares.
I will put one of you each on my shoulders, and we will get out of here, and I will
have
bust
2
through walls.
shoulders, one for you, one for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to carry me because my head hurts so bad I can barely move.
I guess that's what I have to do for the team. No.
What's your strength?
15.
You're a robot! How do I have more strength than you?
Okay. You will be able to carry one of them at a time.
Can you drag the other?
Specifically, Eden is.
Can I just leave one?
You can either
I'll come back for you later.
You can either wait for them to recover, or you can drag them out one at a time. But Eden herself, with how her tail is too big to carry both people.
I'm thick.
Yes. A big old thick constrictor snake tail.
Well, Ruben's still knocked out, so I'll just leave him here because he's not gonna. I don't want to leave her with like 1 HP, like lying on the ground and like wondering like what could be happening. You know, at least Delipers is knocked out, so if anything happens, I don't
No
want
one
her.
will know.
They won't be as stressed.
Yeah. So you're going first with me.
Oh, okay. Sure.
We're gonna backtrack.
Okay. You backtrack through the main section where the vampire body is still decaying on the ground. The one that you killed. What?
What?
Oh, I was painting earlier.
Oh, okay.
I put black nail polish on my hands.
You missed the nail.
Slay queen.
And you make it to the staircase. However, this is where things get a little tricky because it gets a little tight up here. You make your way up, but it's going to take around 30 minutes for you to get up the staircase, carrying this person. I'm going to need you to make a strength check.
Are you fat shaming me?
No.
No.
19.
You...
Wow.
The first leg of your climbing up these stairs is going swimmingly.
Why are you swimming?
He puts her on her back. It's just swimming through the air. You continue making your way up the staircase all the way to the top, and the altar is still open. The place where Ruben had released it.
Yeah.
As you get to the top, nothing seems to have changed up here. Everything is still the same run-down, rickety church that it is.
I would continue to backtrack.
You're taking her all the way out of the church. You're not going to go back for Ruben? You've gone up, it's been a while. And Ruben is still down there, knocked out, and alone.
We don't know this. He could have been kidnapped already.
Well, with that logic. Where's Christine? I'm just kidding. I just dropped this off of the stairs.
Also, if you leave the gate, remember you can't go through without touching the gate, and you haven't experienced, you don't have a key.
Just force Micah's hand on it. Just be like,
Yeah,
like
but
the
that
knock-
requires you to go back to get him.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Perfect.
Are you fine staying up here while I get him?
Yeah, sure. I'll take a nap.
Scream if anything happens.
I don't think you'll hear, but okay, I will.
Okay. You begin making your way down the staircase. You proceed to go all the way down to the bottom, going back into the room where the body of the vampire is still taking its time. You make a way and you see Ruben on the ground. But standing on top of him is a cat. The same cat that dragged you down here in the first place.
Meow.
Or the same cat that you were following.
Oh, okay.
Meow.
The same black cat with the white golden calligraphy mask with the closed eye in the middle of it. Closed golden eye.
Well, hello Kitty, I need to get to my friend.
Meow.
Just remains sitting on the...
I'm gonna walk towards it.
You begin walking towards the cat.
Meow.
It's just sitting there, staring up at you, its tail swishing back and forth.
Meow.
I feel like the plot is telling me I should pet it, so I'm going to pet Kitty Cat.
You reach your hand out to touch the cat, and you start petting its fur. But as you pet the fur, you notice your hand sinks into it, and it's like an inky substance. It's not actually physically there, and it sticks and clings to your hand.
Cat hand.
I need you to make a wisdom save,
Oh dear.
as the cat looks directly into your eyes.
Meow.
19 plus 120.
Meow.
Ooh.
A beam of light connects between the eye of it and your eyes, but whatever was supposed to happen in that instance fails. And the cat dissolves into a puddle on top of Ruben and just kind of slops off of him.
Meow.
Am I allowed to get the yucky stuff off my hand?
Yep.
Okay.
You shake it off and it just kind of, it's like a thick tar. It's like, it's hard to get off. it leaves definitely black residue, almost like an ink.
Never
It
pet
just doesn't
kitty
get
cats in bad places. Let's get you, Ruben. Let's get you to safety. Pick him up.
You pick up Reuben, and you begin walking towards the staircase. The vampire is still there. You continue and begin making your way up. It'll still take a decent amount of time for you to get up here. In that amount of time while he's been down here,
If I get turned to a vampire, I'm gonna be so upset.
you see Eden as you're trying to catch some shut-eye. You hear something land in front of you,
Is it a cat?
chirping.
That's not a cat.
I love it when it lands in front of me and goes,
That's a cat.
That's a cat.
meow.
Yeah.
That's
It
it?
starts pecking at you,
Oh, okay. That's
pecking
it.
at some of the open wound that has been
Ow.
still left there.
I try to shoot away.
So
Oh,
you
no.
wake up and try to shake it off.
Oh no.
This one has a mask on it as well, but the symbol in the middle, it doesn't. The mask actually covers its entire beak, and there's no eye or anything in that. And it flies back, and when it caws, the whole mask seems to open when it caws.
Can I eat it?
She's a snake.
Make an attack roll with
Just like,
With advantage! Oh,
you better
boy!
get 2 20s.
I know.
It was not expecting that, and by it I mean I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I got a nat 20.
Yes! Nat 20.
And you know what's funny? I got a nat 20 and a 19.
Oh my.
So I would have gotten it. Anyway, 23.
With snake-like speed, you go from your sitting position, coiled up, to lunging, where your body moves across the ground and you grab it in its jaws. You grab it in your jaws and swallow it in one fell swoop.
Someone was hungry.
And as you swallow it, you start coughing.
Oh,
And as you cough, this black ash seems to come out of your mouth.
this is not a bird.
But it doesn't.
I was lied to.
It doesn't feel like ash, and it doesn't taste like ash. It's just this black ash-like smoke that just comes out.
I swear I don't smoke.
I need you to make a wisdom save.
Oh, gosh.
dear.
Please get another
I don't
20.
have any wisdom. That's my problem.
I know. I had a 19 plus 1.
Oh, a 16.
A 16.
Yeah.
You feel the world around you attempt, like it starts to move slightly, and you see what almost looks like buds of a vine start coming through the ground. But with that, they kind of wither and die and fall back into the ground, and whatever illusion was supposed to go off has faded and failed.
Shucks. I mean, thank
Shucky
goodness.
darns. The bird has, even though you feel like you've eaten it, it has not quenched any hunger. It doesn't feel like it's done anything for it. It seems to have just kind of dissolved in your mouth as you coughed it out.
Great.
Kind of like cotton candy. Black cotton candy.
You should have got a 1 on that one. That would have been.
I'm trying
I
to
feel
eat
like
it.
I should have rolled disadvantage for the illusion thing that was supposed
Yeah,
to happen because I
get a 1
ate
on
it.
that.
I ate the bird.
If anything, you would have gotten advantage because you ate the caster. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
for it to cast magic as it's dissolving in your body.
Well, that was the weirdest bird I ever had. I feel like those pterodactyl things would have tasted better.
A few more crows without masks do land on the window and are just watching, and they eventually, every once in a while, release a call. Makes you feel a little uneasy knowing about what's out in the forest, in the swamplands.
I'm not uneasy at all. What do you mean?
You make the birds meow.
No. No.
Yeah.
At that point, I think you would definitely be hallucinating.
That's not hallucinating. I'm
Maybe
just
that's
high.
what they do to deceive you to make you think you're hallucinating.
I just imagine a murder of crows appears around, and it's instead of Jim going like caw caw, it's just meow 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 meow
Yeah.
meow, flying in the air. It's like this. The simulation has not loaded right. Something's gone terrible.
This is a weird texture pack.
Time goes on, and the machine, Kuma, comes up carrying Ruben's still very much knocked out body.
Has he moved at all?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I ate a bird, and it turned to ashes. Couldn't explain it.
How was it?
You know, it tasted like a bird, but again, it turned to ashes, so I had a hard time swallowing it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. Had a mask on as well, now that I think about it.
You want to get out of here?
Sure, we can get out. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Did you make your way out of the church? You failed your wisdom out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is still moving a little wonky out here. Just because you've gone on as long as you have, it's strangely still active that the animals are still moving and that head continues to snake like its way on the wall.
Ignorance is bliss.
You make your way down to the gate. And standing at the foot of the gate, inside, facing you guys, is the guard. Is the head of the guard. What's her name again? Hang on.
Like my boss?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
How'd she get inside?
Tahoe Skinblade is standing there. That still missing piece of her face leaking onto the ground.
Goop.
Yeah, very goopy, very black goopy. She's just standing there, her mechanical arm behind her main arm, looking at you two.
Oh, she doesn't look very happy. Eden.
She never looks happy. Hey, boss. Hey.
Hey, unhappy boss.
Yeah.
So what'd you find in there?
A cat.
A bird.
A cat and a bird.
To be fair,
Honestly, I was expecting just a little bit more from that.
I did eat the bird, and it did turn to ashes. So, you know, a strange bird. Okay, so there was actually a lot of things down there. There was,
So there's more than the cat and the bird?
like, a secret tunnel system.
Okay.
What's it, mechanical? Like metal, right? It was like a metal tunnels.
We saw this
Some,
big.
some sections were metal, yes, but
Yeah.
not all of it.
We saw this big demon thing that like we just got frightened instantly, and it was scary, and we ran out.
Yeah. There was blood banks. There were shadow creatures.
It was like a demon or something of the seven or something.
There was a weird vampire thing. Tall, lanky boy. We did kill him.
There was thing that look at you and you just like knock out,
Collapsed.
incapacitated.
Overall, I don't think we have to worry about it. If we don't go down there. If we do, yes.
Personally, wouldn't recommend you go in there by yourself.
I had no intentions of doing that.
But we did kill
Quite a few things.
quite a few things in there.
Seems like you let a few things go, too. You have two new guests in our lovely little town.
Oh, you win some, you lose some. Let's.
Who was the one that told him the directions out? Was that Ruben?
I'm sorry, what happened?
Our lovely knocked out friend here. Not lovely at all. He gave instructions to these things of how to get out of the church. How did they leave the gate? How are you inside the gate?
I've passed the trial.
What trial?
So what gives you this? And she takes a glove off of her mechanical claw, and on that is that same symbol that Ruben has on the back of his hand.
Edward.
I'm very aware of what goes on in there. However, I'm a little confused. what happened to everyone in there?
What happened to everyone in there?
There was quite a decent selection of gnolls turned vampires in there.
Well,
I
from
haven't
what
heard
we
from
saw, a lot of dead gnolls.
them. All dead.
Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them, yeah. There was also a really big hole. We didn't find the thing that made it, but
We
it was
didn't
pretty
want
big.
to go in there.
I have a few messages to pass along.
There was also magic paper or crystals or something. What was it? Magic.
Bunch of magical writings on the wall.
What was that? But that's not what I'm talking about. What was the room with all the magic, pure magic?
Are you referring to fabric?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah, that.
A lot of that.
And you saw no one else down there because they were killed.
All the things that we saw.
I mean, we didn't fully explore the area. We wouldn't be here right now. So.
That's mildly concerning.
A little bit.
I have a few letters to write. She opens the door and begins walking towards the main manor, where the guards are.
We should probably leave while the gate's open.
Yeah, let's leave.
Okay.
You walk out of the gates and they shut, and that same magical rune symbol rebuilds and forms over it.
I'm not touching that.
I'm tempted to, but I don't think I should.
You are now outside of the cathedral. That was easy.
I think we should rest up
Yeah.
and try to find those two things. Because of us going in there, two things to get out, so I feel like we should at least try to take them out.
Ruben.
Still knocked out.
We're gonna have to leave room in the tavern ER room, you know?
Can we
The
put-
gnolls can, like, poke sticks at them.
I have a question.
Give them IV,
No,
whatever
it's not
they
a
do.
question. It's actually, this is technically, I could do this. I'm gonna put him in a jail cell and chain him up so he cannot move for a while. He can get medical attention, but it's like holding a chicken.
Yeah.
Holding it from its neck. Oh, poor Ruben. Just so that you are aware, he does have a decent-sized gash wound on his throat still.
I was
He's not
giving
bleeding
him
out.
by the hand.
Okay.
I'll drag him to. I'm not picking him up and carrying him.
Her
I'm
tail,
dragging.
her tail is just wrapped around the back and just.
It's like Monster Musume. Yes.
I'm good. Drag him to get him medical attention and then straight to a jail cell. I'm sorry, Ruben.
You can drag him through the city, and some of the other gnolls just kind of point, and they're like, "Ha! Stupid knife here!" And he is berated the entire time. However, he is knocked out, so I guess it doesn't hurt his feelings.
I guess.
It's
He
a
like
good thing
wakes up from being unconscious. He's like, wow, I feel really hurt, and I don't know why.
Takes a D4 emotional damage and gets knocked out again.
Good thing I don't feel feelings.
What are you doing?
I'm following.
You're following?
Yep.
They don't seem to make really any reference to you. They still give you the less than pleasant looks, but it's a quiet. It's for you. It's a quiet walk. You make your way to the guard tower.
Mhm.
They seeing you and a knocked out person. Was he being a bit rowdy in the tavern?
I wish. That would have been a much simpler answer. He looked at something and got knocked out.
But I helped kill it.
What did he look at that scared him so badly that he got knocked out? And also looks like beat to shit.
Some little creature. Got scared shitless. I think there is no more shit inside of him, but yeah, no, he's gone.
That explains the smell.
Yeah. Is he dead? No, he's fine.
It just smells like poop.
Definitely needs to get that clean before the wounds get healed.
Are you gonna do that for him?
No. You're not doctors, we're guards.
But you're gonna make him smell like that just sitting in jail?
It's the least he deserves.
The funny thing is, it doesn't bother us.
It's a normal
Good
must.
thing I am robot, so I don't smell,
You
so I
don't
think we're
smell?
all good.
We eat much worse things. A lot of rotted flesh.
Rotted flesh or poo? I'm glad I don't eat.
They allow you to walk in. You make your way to. So where the guards usually stay, off to the right is a jailhouse. Not a very big thing because, well, usually most of the time people die before they get sent to the jailhouse. So you make your way in, and there's no guards pointed out front. The keys are hanging on the wall. Do you just toss Ruben in one?
Yeah.
Shut the door.
Well, no. I toss him in, chain him to a wall, take all of his stuff so he can't escape, except for his clothes. He can stay. I don't want to see anything. And then lock him in.
No one to open up Micah's character sheet. There's literally nothing I can. I'm not gonna do anything.
Does he have heavy armor? That's the only thing that matters.
No.
He's keeping all his clothes, but all his like little
if he
things.
had heavy armor, oh honey, he would be butt naked in that jump. I'd be wearing that to the heartbeat.
Maybe I should make him naked and hang him up somewhere so people can point and laugh.
I hope. Oh, next week's gonna be rough. Dude, in my defense, that was not my idea. You can
Oh, I'll take all the credit for it. It's all mine.
Okay.
What all this?
Yeah. What all does he have? He doesn't need his money, right?
I can't take anything.
Well, if you're taking his money, are you taking his money?
I can't do that. I'd feel bad.
Are you taking his loot?
No,
Okay.
I'm not going. Well, what does he have, actually?
Maybe just a little pinch. Just a little.
A little taste.
A little
you know?
couple gold coins wouldn't hurt. He wouldn't notice.
A lot of traditional exploration equipment. Is there anything you're specifically looking for? The most notable stuff that you see are a set of jeweler's tools. Yeah, that's about it.
No.
Otherwise, most of it is traditional rogue stuff. And a pot. Don't know why he has a pot, but he has a pot.
I'm taking the pot.
You're taking the pot.
He was banging it around at one point, and that annoyed me. I'm taking the pot. I'm gonna throw it at one of those birds.
I've deleted the pot from his inventory list.
I'm throwing it outside
that
the wall.
explains it. He had cook's utensils. That's why. He's a cook. I forgot.
I think I have cookies utensils too.
Why? You're a robot.
Maybe I like to bake on the weekends.
Okay, you know what? Fair. Fair is fair. Anyway.
That's what happens when you miss a section. You get looted.
Put all this stuff in a box and shove it in a corner.
Well, this wouldn't have happened if he was here.
Fair. Fair is fair. Possibly.
2
Possible.
2 weeks. But anyway,
Yeah.
we won't steal from you.
I have his pot.
Other than Pan.
I will.
Pot.
Pot.
A pot.
Take
Gotta
his,
get the pot.
No.
Huh?
I take the pot.
Okay.
I'm leaving. I'm climbing up a wall. And I'm throwing it outside the wall.
So there are ladders. So once you leave the jailhouse, there are ladders that go up to the side of the main keep here. You go up there.
I say, I'll be right back. I'll be down a jiffy. Hold on.
This is the first time you've seen this as her coiled body rotates her up this ladder. It's very awkward to watch. And it just goes all the way up. Where you throwing it at?
I'm gone.
Oh, you're just throwing
I'm
it?
throwing it.
Roll percentile.
What?
The D10 and the other D10.
26.
You throw the pot into a nearby tree, and you hear, "Bong!" And one of the raven wings, the awkward raven Komodo dragons
Yeah.
gets like, you didn't see it, but it falls out of a tree. You just hear, and it just hits the ground, and it just flails around as the pot, which bounces up into the tree, lands back on its head, and it just knocks out onto the ground.
See, like, the stars.
Yes, the stars going above its head.
I found their weakness. Anyway.
It's got those like lumps coming out too.
Alright, well, I'm going back down.
You coil back down. The visual is just so weird to me. Would you make your way all the way back down? Kuma's still waiting at the bottom.
Well-
you hear like, but you don't know what happened.
Did I see her throw the pot?
No, you wouldn't have been able to see what she did. You just heard what she did.
How was it?
Great. Yeah, I recommend throwing pots. It's fun. Especially from someone you don't like. Let's go to the inn. That might be a good spot to rest.
Yeah, we need to rest.
The tavern.
Yeah, whatever.
Okie dokie. So you guys, the one where your mom works at,
Mm-hmm.
you guys make your way back towards
Your
the,
mom works there?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
the You make your way back towards the crippled elk.
Yep. Poor elk.
Huh?
Poor elk.
Yep. Crippled. You walk through. You walk through the city. You are still very much hurt, as you are still at 1 hit point.
That's okay.
You haven't done any healing.
My stress is so much lower now.
But he's in a cage.
Yes.
You make your way through the city, and around this time, it's around midday, because you could stay the night underneath the in the caverns. You make your way through. Not a whole lot happening. Some more gnolls continuing to eye you. A few Yuan-Ti pass you by. They don't care, for the most part. You make your way to the crippled elk. You go through the doors, and since it's midday, most of the people are more out and about right now. But there's still a decent amount of crowd in here. What would you like to do?
I would
Go to bed.
go to
Long rest.
sleep.
You make your way to the front, and Czar is still manning the bar. Manning the bar. What do you want?
2 rooms, please.
At this time of the day?
Do you want me to explain everything that's happened?
Zara looks you up and down, and she's like, nah. 2 silver.
Here you go.
Takes the 2 silver, gives you a key. 2 keys, sorry.
Yeah.
Points at the staircase.
Oh, I also put that dark elf in jail, so hopefully we don't see him for a while.
Wow. Why?
He was unconscious.
Because he was incapacitated. Not.
Error.
Error.
Error. Because he was knocked out, we just put him in jail. No other further explanation. We'll just go off of that.
He deserved it. If he looks at something and gets knocked out, he deserves to be in a jail cell.
He looked at something and got knocked out?
Oh, yes.
And I passed it like 3 times.
That sounds so less impressive than you think it does. Whereas one person looks at something and passes out, and you walk past it 3 times. Was it like a painting?
No.
No, it was a little creature. It
was
was a little creature. It was small.
It looked at you if you make contact. And you fail, you knock out. But I looked at it 3 times, and I passed all 3 times.
You did not pass out.
No, I passed, like, I didn't get knocked out.
So passed out. That's why she said that.
I didn't mean that.
Cool.
Don't.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good time. Anyway, here's the key.
It is quite clear Zara has no idea what you're talking about.
Which makes
And is
sense.
still not impressed. You make your way. Do you give him one of the keys?
Yep, I give him a key.
Thank you.
Yep.
You make your way upstairs to your room.
Mm-hmm.
Just like to sleep. Just chill out, relax. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
You fall asleep. Long rest. You
Yay!
want to do the long rest thing on your beautiful D&D Beyond?
The long rest thing? What do you mean a long rest thing?
Is it a long rest button?
Duh.
Let me show you.
What? No, I can't find it.
No, can't find it.
Oh, I see it. It's a fire.
Yep.
Huh?
So at the top of your screen, underneath conditions, right next to your name tag or your picture, there's a fire. Click it and then click long rest, and it'll will reset pretty much everything back up to full.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. You wake up around midnight for you, but you actually wake up at around probably 8. What would be 8 o'clock in the evening, because you don't need to sleep. You just power off for a few hours, and as you power off, the room is a lot cleaner than it was previously. A lot of the dirt has been... The way you work as a machine, your chest opens up when you go into your sentry rest, and how you heal is you absorb a lot of loose materials that are in a room. It just gets spiraled and sucked into your
Wally.
into your core, and any of the damage that you received kind of gets like buffed out and rebuilt. It's just how the way the Warforged are designed.
Ooh, fancy.
Yep.
I'm gonna start
It's
kicking.
almost pretty to look at. You just don't want to touch it because it's when that spiral goes into your stomach, it is rather painful to the touch because of how fast it's sucking it all in.
I need to start kicking in other doors. Like housekeeping! Start. Black hole initiated.
It does not work on magical items. Magical items will bounce off if they're light enough and land on the ground. You've just so that you're aware. Is there anything you want to do while you're awake when she is not?
I'll just go downstairs.
You go downstairs, and now since it's around 8 o'clock, the activity has become a lot. There's a lot more activity in here. People are... Gnolls are bumping into each other. There's like a section where they're having a little bit of a fight. Some of the store owners are here from around the town, including the hag. Very much a very loud, boisterous atmosphere, and it seems like Zara's a little swamped at the front, at the bar. The bar is completely full.
I want to go to her.
You make your way, and Zara's just passing out drinks. Okay, here's one for you. Here's one for you. And she's taking a coin at the same time.
Do you need help?
That would be very much appreciated. If you wanna, do you know how to cook?
Yes.
That's perfect. If you want to hop in the back with Velisek.
Do you have a cooking hat?
Yes, we do, in the back.
Oh boy.
No one has worn it in a long time, though.
Okay, it's okay.
You're gonna have Ratatouille on top of you.
You make your way into the kitchen, and the kitchen is an absolute mess. It is gross and disgusting in here. Matches pretty much the rest of the environment of Elder Hollow.
Can I do my for flavor purposes?
Yes, you open it up and you start sucking in a few of the lighter materials. You go coming in a few napkins here and there, and you suck some of the oil and grease in, but you notice when it hits the core, it goes bursts into flames as it you start emitting fireworks based off of this. And Velisak, the Yuanti, very similar to
My mother.
very similar to Eden, the one that is referred to as the mother. She looks around and is like, "What are you doing?"
Give me a moment. I will make it pretty, and then I can cook.
So the cutlery starts flying into your core as you're sucking. It's just like, "Jets, we need those to give out to customers."
It's okay.
No, It's far from okay.
I will fetch utensils if you need me to.
She just walks away. She's not gonna try to do anything because it's a big robot. What are you gonna do? She starts getting trying to get to some of the cooking, and as she's cooking, some of the grease that flies up gets sucked into your core. She's like, "You're making this incredibly more difficult than it needs to be."
It might be difficult in the beginning, but long term it will pay off.
Okay. She just continues cooking. It just doesn't know what to do.
Now, since I am cook, I got cooking utensils and such, so I can start.
They dissolve once they get into that core. Those utensils they get.
Yeah, but I
sucked.
have my own.
Oh yeah, you do.
So
you do. You're helping her cooking, and she's like, "Okay, we've got a few meals out here. Could you just run them out to people?" You pick up the plates. You start running them out. Some of the gnolls are a little taken aback when you rush out to feed them, and they're like,
wait, I have ideas. I'm gonna send lollipops out there.
at the same time.
No, just because if I can cook
Yeah.
and then have lollipops, just
Oh well.
put it on its back.
The lollipops are going to be able to take out one at a time.
Yeah.
You guys are able to complete. Making a section of entrees allows you to hit multiple tables.
Okay.
So, you can do that,
Yeah.
but it's going to take a little longer to do that. So you're willing to do that.
But stuff still needs to be cooked, right?
Velisac cooks.
Oh, okay. So I can help lollipops.
Okay. You rush the platters out, and Lollihops is floating around, and Lollihops has no idea where to go, table-wise. So she's just flying around with a thing of food, and people are just kind of like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. There's a little floating little waitress guy." They just start eating what's on this plate. And you walk up to some of the tables with the gnolls, and they look at you and they're like, "Thank you," and they take some of the plates. They're a little surprised that the Warforged is helping them with their food, of all things. But they still take them. You continue doing this back and forth thing. You wake up at around midnight, and you can hear that the tavern is still in full swing below.
Okay, I go downstairs.
You go downstairs, and the activity is still moving around. It's further along into the night, which means people are definitely drunk. Because with how this works compared to America, is it does not close at 11 p.m. It is always open. And you see... Make a perception check.
What's my bonus in that? Wait, I think I can just do it. Yeah, passive perception. 14.
Okay. You notice, and a few times when you're walking by Jar, yeah, and Velisac, you notice they have this container on them that they will eventually, that both of them have done this throughout the night, is they'll pop it open, takes this thing out, and they'll pop it in their mouth. And there is a moment of, you remember the blue sparkles that were down, the blue fabric that seemed to have been leaking out of the one section that was locked off to you?
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment where they cough and that stuff comes out, and a glowing blue light goes on. It's a lot more noticeable of Zar because you can see her, the veins underneath the skin will show. It's much harder to see with Velisac except for her eyes. That seems to, and they seem to get a kind of an energy kick out of it. And then they continue resuming back to work, but this must be how they continue to work non-stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because they pretty much live at this place. They're constantly working, they're constantly pumping stuff out, and it also appears you've never seen them eat, now that you think about it. Whatever this is that they're taking appears to rejuvenate not only their, seems to kill off their exhaustion, but it also seems to feed them.
Do I know about this?
Roll for me. Well, roll perception for me.
What would that be? Is that wisdom? If it's wisdom, I'm gonna kill you.
Perception might be wisdom.
It's wisdom.
But but there's a section of skills, so you might have it. Do you not have anything?
Well, it's 14.
14?
Yeah.
You've seen your mother take this before. This is not new to you. You don't know what it is. Even when you've asked, she hasn't really explained what it is. It's just a pill that helps me stay awake. It's been able how she's for the most part been able to supply for herself and help you and your father when it comes to keeping your guys' home. She likes working more than going back. It's just how she's always been. She was always a little bit more detached from you and your sister as well, but still helping you in some fashion, helping you financially.
Money.
Yeah, but you make your way downstairs. The party's in full effect. Is there anything you want to do?
Do I see this robot running around with food?
You do see the robot fly around with food, and you every once in a while see this little Terra hippo flying through the air with a little beanie on, but it's also got like a plate in its front paws, and you just see a few of the gnolls like grabbing some of it and eating it.
There's that thing again. Okay.
Could
Golly.
you roll a persuasion for me, Matthew?
No.
Ooh, I think I have some bonuses in that one. Yeah, I have a +5.
Okay. As an artificer? What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Let me tell
17 plus 5. 22.
Gosh.
Amazingly, in you doing this for the evening, you notice Noel's original dislike and distaste for you has seemed to... It's gone down a bit. They still don't trust you, but there's not an adamant hatred of you. Combination of the alcohol and you helping serve them and your admittedly adorable Terra hippo flying through the air made them go like, maybe we can slightly trust this guy.
You've gained
not-
some karma.
Maybe this Warforged is not all bad. So, what are you doing again?
Confused.
Confused?
There's
I just start knowing their names. So, hey! I don't know what Noel's names are like, but...
Weird noises.
Yeah, I'll just pretend I know their names, because I'm not even going to try to say their names.
That's Vals, that's Trav.
Yeah.
It's Black.
It's black.
There's Black.
There's black. There's
Yeah, but yes, they seem to be taking a much better look at the Warforged. Some still come by you. A few of the other guards are here and they recognize you and they wave at you.
I'm going to the kitchen.
You go into the kitchen. You make your way
I'm
into the
gonna ignore
kitchen and you see Kumo walk in, and like immediately start getting to cooking and stuff. And it's kind of weird because since you're using the cooking utensils, you're like you notice his arms are kind of just like split into multiple pieces, and there's like doing some of the chopping and then also cutting a few other things at the same time. If you've ever seen Treasure Planet,
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I have not.
it's dude. Okay,
The captain.
yeah, no, not the captain. He was the. I think his name was like Long John Silver
Oh.
or something.
Long John Silver.
I can't remember what his name is. What is his name? That's gonna bother me now.
Hold on.
Yeah, it might be Long John Silver. By the way, Treasure Island, my favorite book of all time. Treasure Planet, one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, because it's such a faithful adaptation.
Oh, what's the guy?
And it's funny because they turned it into a Disney film. And you wouldn't have thought when reading the book that they would have been able to do something like that. They did. It was impressive. I give them real
But
big
the
credit.
weird thing is about the movie, it did terribly.
Yeah, it was one of those Disney movies.
It was
that
apparently one of the worst movies they made.
it was a lot of Disney at the time had been so much about princesses and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit out of character norm to do this random Treasure Island thing that has nothing to do with a lot of the mainstream stuff.
I might have seen it.
I think it's Long John Silver. I don't know.
What is it called? Treasure Planet?
Treasure Planet.
Just like a Treasure Planet villain. If you want to do that, Kayla.
Could do that, but that would be boring.
Yeah, I think I've seen this like long.
I love that movie.
Yeah, John
and
Silver.
the music in it is really good too.
It's John Silver.
Wow, it's been a while.
Yeah, and the animation still holds up pretty nicely.
The
too.
quality isn't very good, but that's what his hand is.
Yeah.
And so he can change it to like other
Dude, it's
things.
so. Oh, I love it. It was such a great design.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you just see this machine running in, and for the first time in a long time when it comes to these nightly shifts, your mom seems a bit more relaxed than normal. Just seems to be just like kind of things at a slower pace, but like still trying to keep up with the orders that are coming in, but still it seems to be working pretty well in tandem with Kuma.
You gonna hire the robot? It's your little
If I
waiter?
If I could hire him, I would, but I don't think. I don't know how good he would be specifically for. Would you want to stay for a bit?
Sure.
Let's turn this campaign to running a restaurant and not going on an adventure.
All within this one city.
You seems very beat. I can help for a few more hours.
Thank you. And the night goes on. And around 2, a lot of the people start heading out. You're still pretty much awake because you just had a full, like, you had a long rest, so you're doing well. Is there anything you would like to do specifically?
We should probably ask about those 2 things I got out.
What?
The 2 things I got out. We should probably ask.
What 2 things?
Didn't you say 2 things got out of the church?
Yeah.
I'm going to the what's her name? The bar lady. The bar.
Are you referring to the barkeeper, or are you referring to your boss?
Not my mom. The barkeeper.
Not my mom was not one of the options.
Letter C, Kelly.
You make your way to the front of the bar, and since it's died down a lot, Jar is now peacefully moving around, just cleaning up the bar, cleaning up the area a bit.
Have you happened to see 2 peculiar folks running around here? And I'm talking weirder than normal.
Weirder than normal.
Well,
Well, in the last couple days, there's been a robot, a drow elf. Oddly earlier yesterday, there was a Shatter Kai elf running around with this weird raven person.
where did he go?
I think they went to the other inn.
Kuma!
Yes.
What's your name?
Jar.
Jar?
Yes.
Jar said the 2, whatever the hex, went to a different inn.
Okay. Just
So,
washing
you know.
dishes.
Okay!
Okay.
So whenever we have time, we know where to start looking. Or whenever you have time. I could do it now. I'm gonna go looking now. You have fun in the kitchen.
I mean, it's mostly died down, so he's not nearly as busy. If you want to take him, you can absolutely.
I can't force a robot to come with me.
Can I summon?
You won't feel bad.
Can I summon a clone? Wait, no, that won't work. I'm not there. Imagine I'm there, just have clones. Just.
That's a 9th level spell.
Almost there. Alright, I'm gonna head out and look around for the 2 whatevers. You can come or you can stay.
Should I stay or should I?
What did we find if I leave for now? Can you handle it on your own?
Velisek looks to you. The night's over. You can go.
Okay, we'll join you.
Okay.
Come on, lollipops.
So you guys begin making your way to the other inn. The place that you two haven't really... You've definitely not been to. But you haven't really been here either. This one is referred to. The Poisoned Well is the name of the inn. And as you start approaching it, you can see that... you can see the picture of a tavern. You know, the regular tavern signs that stick out. The building is around 2 stories tall. It's got a bit of a slanted roof that goes up to the top where one section has actually fallen in onto the ground. It has a no residency sign on it. That upper floor is pretty much ruined. You can see a few more like broken windows at the top, but the main bar area seems to be dimly shaded. And the picture of the tavern is it's a well with green bubbles popping out of it. Classic poisoned well situation. And as you approach it, do you want to make your way just straight inside?
Mm-hmm.
You make your way inside, and you're following right behind. It is a lot quieter in here. The activity is silent, almost. At the bar, there is a gnoll male.
Why is it silent? I don't know.
Is it a library?
He's got black armor on, with a few white symbols that you don't recognize at all. No, you do not recognize them. What did you roll?
I was hoping to get a nat 20. It was a 17.
Yeah, you still don't. You don't recognize the symbols. He's mostly well taken. His fur and stuff is mostly well taken care of. Again, surprising for a gnoll in this area. There's a few other quieter gnolls that are also like there's evenly spaced out, as if in case anything were to go down, they'd immediately be ready.
What were the 2 things I got out? There was a certain elf. What is it?
A Shatter Kai elf, which not unfamiliar to Veldorn, definitely unfamiliar to Elder Hollow. You don't see a lot of them here. And the other one was, they say a raven person, but you remember a were-raven that you met in the in that cell that you guys let go. And the Shatter Kai is almost certainly the green monster that had like transformed into the Shatter Kai in front of you.
Go up to the bar guy.
Go up to the front, and he's got a bit of a smoke, and he's just tapping. He's moving a coin in between his fingers while also tapping on the table with them. He seems to be focused on that. But when you move closer, he hears you and looks up a little bit. A city guard. We don't get much of you around here. And a warforged. You definitely don't belong here. And that coin stops.
Shockingly, he's okay. I do have a question for you, and then I'll leave very quickly, because, you know. Have you seen a Shatterkai and a were-raven?
No.
Rough reception on that one.
I know, it's like...
You would have to roll an insight.
Can we both roll insight just to make sure?
You can either both roll or insight, or you can give one player advantage.
What's your insight?
Oh, I have a +3 in insight.
I have a +4, so I think it'd be more beneficial.
Okay, you can roll for advantage.
Can I borrow a d20?
Yeah.
Your eyes kind of sink in a little bit, Kuma.
Yeah.
Eden can't really see this, but inside, like, what you see, you kind of do a scan of his face, and you're just, like, registering a bunch of the signals, like, trying to figure out if he's lying or not.
Yeah. A 20. A nat 20. Right there. Nat 20.
He is definitely lying to you.
He's definitely lying to us.
You son son of a bitch. Okay. I'm gonna ask this question again. And I would love an honest answer this time. Have you seen a Kai Elf and a Wereraven?
If you
No.
Should I ask the question again?
The answer will remain the same.
Do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth?
I do understand the words coming out of your mouth, and I'm answering it as I believe.
Shouldn't you answer it honestly and not how you believe?
I believe my own truth. And my truth is...
A lie?
No, my truth is that
Got him!
Got him!
I have no idea who you're talking about.
That is the biggest 50 Shades of bullshit I have ever seen.
I don't understand what that means, but if you don't believe me, that's on you.
Do you want me to ask the question again?
Again, the answer will remain the same. Now you see him, his eyes dart at two of the, and you see a slight head nod at two of the gnolls behind you. And there's a little bit of a shifting as they, like, seem to sit up a bit.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to roll for initiative.
Nothing's happened.
Okay, I don't believe you. Okay, I turn around and I go to the two and I ask them.
Separate.
Okay, well, I go to one and I ask, have you seen an elf and a wereraven?
No idea what you're talking about there, love.
Y'all suck at lying, holy.
Do you want me to put the spell on you?
On me.
I don't want to fight unless necessary. They already hates me. But I can't
It's
put
clear we're not willing to give out information.
What if you use intimidation?
I do have a +4 in intimidation, to be fair.
Or persuasion.
I don't have anything in persuasion!
Well, I might. Let me see.
I do have intimidation, though.
I have +5 in persuasion.
And I have +4 in intimidation.
Shut up.
How about Kuma? Go to the other one and persuade him, and I'll intimidate this one. And we'll leave the bar guy alone.
Okay.
Okay?
Nice plan.
Okay.
God.
Wait, hang on. Wait, before you guys roll,
Oh.
Oh.
would you? So you walk up to the one gnoll.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
I'm gonna need you to answer a question. And if you don't answer the question, you're going to go to a jail cell.
Honestly.
And usually... Yes, please do it honestly. And usually when we send people to jail cells, they don't make it to the jail cell. Unless you want it to be your home for the rest of your life.
You think
Or
that
lack thereof.
scares me?
Do you want it to scare you?
You haven't given me a reason for it to scare me.
I guess gnolls don't really care about death now, do they? I'm gonna put you in a fancy ass palace. Oh gosh! I should get a collar for you. And get a leash, and then you'll be like a personal little puppy for me. And you'll be able to follow me around everywhere and do everything I tell you to. Because that's what you are.
That doesn't sound fun.
A little puppy who doesn't know right from wrong and who really needs some guidance.
He suddenly like leaps up from the table and slams his fist into the table.
I am not a puppy!
And how tall are you again?
That's a good question. My character has nothing.
My character's both large and small.
Large and small. I don't think she has any description. Oh, she does. She's 6'2".
She's 6'2"?
Yeah.
He still stands a little underneath you, but he's looking up at you. It's like, I'm not just some dog to be walked around.
Oh, look at your nose. It's so boopable.
You, and you hear the bartender go, calm down there. I'd appreciate if you left my friend alone a little bit.
But what if I want your friend to be my pet?
That's
you really
just
going-
weird, and I'd really appreciate if you didn't do that.
Well, because I don't care for your appreciation, I might just do it. Unless you answer the question of where they are, honestly.
There's more of us than there are of you. I don't think we're gonna be scared that easily.
Well, you're gonna wish you were scared that easily. Should I roll for, like, I don't know.
You won't roll for it. You haven't intimidated him. You haven't scared him.
Gosh. 23.
You?
To intimidate them.
No, I said you haven't caused him to become intimidated. So
I
I'm
don't know
not
how to
asking.
intimidate them.
You gotta scare him.
How do you scare a knoll?
That's very hard to do.
They don't care about anything.
I just like loom over you.
Show them the
It's like
hippo.
that- so it's a little, and it's like a picture of you with a shadow beneath you, and it's with the knoll in front, and it's got the menace signs coming off.
You see me like slide, like moon, just levitate over, like.
That would be scary. No, that would be intimidating.
Let me do that.
Okay.
Just just hover right behind you, and you just tell them this.
I don't know what to tell. They don't get
Tell 'em-
scared.
Tell them that I'm your friend, and don't think you want to.
You don't want to.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
What color are your eyes again? The light eyes that you have?
I don't think we ever discussed that. I
Micah
think it was
has
red.
the light eyes.
Are
Cause
they
I,
red?
cause I think I colored them on.
Okay.
I colored them
Micah
red.
is the one with the really bright eyes.
If you were to walk behind, I think he's also got red eyes.
Mm-mm, he's blue.
His Drow has blue eyes.
If you look at his character, he has like the bright.
I'll have to add, I think his eyes are supposed to be red.
Yeah.
If you want to like come up behind Eden, you would be able to make an intimidation check against one of the gnolls. I would be willing to let you do that because it's just this hulking metal figure placing a hand on Eden, like looming, looking at one of the gnolls.
It's your turn to roll.
No, you're the one rolling.
I got to roll.
Yep. If you want to intimidate.
Well, I got a +5 intimidation as well.
Oh.
16.
The gnoll that had stood up to Eden sits a bit back down. We don't. You're gonna have to talk to the boss at the bar. And the boss is still sitting there, and since you walked away, he started resuming playing with his coin.
Let's me try to persuade him. At least try.
You could try.
You want to go to the bar? Sir,
No,
we went to this
ma'am.
church. We went to this church, and there's a lots of scary things in there, and we killed a lot of scary things, and a couple things got out, and we just want to make sure everything is under control, especially given that we are responsible. So we want to at least make sure.
The Alpha is.
We were part of the party, guilty by association. So we just want to make sure, for our sake, that everything is under control. So any information would be helpful.
Make a persuasion.
Nat 20. Look at it. Nat 20. Look at it. I haven't.
Yeah.
He stops his coin for a moment and is like, I can assure you that the individuals that you have called in question aren't around here any longer. They are...
They're off
We've made
the
sure that they
force.
are in better hands.
That's Sounds ominous.
We don't know how they would have been treated around here too well. So we had them sent somewhere else. They needed a place to hide. We gave them to them.
So they want to cause any destruction to the...
They're not even in the city anymore.
They aren't in the city, so
Could've
can't...
just said
And they're
that.
not going to be coming back.
Nope.
Well, at least we can't be held liable on that part. Thank you.
Yeah.
Unless you want to bet they went off to a forest.
No.
The forced Wagyu.
No. The force of Wagyu.
We will always make that reference.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No.
Yeah, what do we do now?
I would have to report it to my boss.
Well, you still have a knocked out elf. Who is actually better by now.
That's
Who?
unfortunate.
Ruben?
Who?
Ruben? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know how we were gonna...
I was gonna play him.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was like, I didn't know how we were gonna go with that.
I mean,
That's why I didn't wake him, like...
yeah.
Well,
So you gotta play like him, Killian.
let's go
Not-
back.
I've got to play really annoying, and I've got to play in a voice just like this.
Why is he Irish?
No, he's Australian, mate.
Or so.
He's from the down under.
Oh, boy.
Oh, bollocks.
Oh, shucks.
Diabolical.
I would say we should go back, but it's also like nighttime, so I don't think any of them are really going to be there. Would my boss be there? I don't think she would. Would she?
Yep.
Alright. Let's go back to the jail cell. You go check on Ruben, and I'll go to my boss and tell her the information that we got.
Okay.
Okay.
You make your way back to the keep, the main keep. The night goes by pretty easily when you're walking through. Everyone's either in bed or at the inn. And you go through the city, passing a few of the other shops. Go through into the keep, and this is where you guys split up. You make your way towards where the captain remains, and you make your way towards Ruben. We'll start with you. You walk into the jail cell, and Ruben is... You hear, like... Who did this to me? You hear banging on chains, it's like, get... He's a little annoyed. You removed everything from his person, right? Except his gold and except his clothes.
I mean, I took his gold as well, but it's
Oh,
on a
okay.
box.
Then you just hear that ching ching banging as it's like the chains are like being like stretched apart. Trying to, at least. Not very successfully.
Hello.
Come on, could you like help me out here, please?
Let's see why not.
So you just take a key off the wall?
Yeah.
Take the key off the wall, you help him out, you get him on chain, he's like, where's my stuff?
Oh. I don't have it, but someone else does.
Who?
Eden.
Of course Eden has my stuff.
And... try not to laugh. It was also her idea to take you to jail.
It was her... I was trying to help protect this town from a vampire, and you tossed me in jail. Thank you. Very appreciative. Starts walking out. Do you... Just realize I don't know where she is. Where is she?
Let's walk together.
No answer.
I guess I follow your lead then. You've never been inside the keep, so you will have no idea where to go.
I can ask around.
Yeah. We'll go to you. You make your way upstairs towards where the captain's quarters are, and you open the door, you knock on the door, and you hear, "Come in." And you open the door, and there's a candle burning, and she's resting on her. She's on her good side. She's resting on her metal hand. sorry, no, her normal hand, her metal hand's on the other side with the gash side. And she's holding a book with the metal hand. And you see, like, how the thumb splits into where it allows, like, the crossing over of the page a lot easier. The wonderful, wonderful world of
Technology.
enhancements. And she's just reading. She's got a set of, like, those half-moon glasses on. A decent-sized window behind her.
Well, Captain,
She looks up.
good news and bad news, if you can consider it bad news. The good news is, those two aren't in the city anymore, so not our problem. Bad news is, I don't know where they are. Again, if you consider that bad news.
Who'd you ask about it?
The poison in guy who was very friendly.
You see her set the book down. So they're going to be in Nordreich. Brilliant. Well,
Where?
Nordreich. The man who owns the poisoned well is a portal that leads to the underground city of Nordreich.
So we could have just teleported to where we were.
What?
We were underground.
No, that's a completely different thing.
Of course.
This city is around the same size as the capital.
That is fantastic.
There's not much we can do about this, though.
You're saying he has a city to there?
Yes?
I'm going to beat the shit out of him. Unless he sends me there. Oh boy.
Funny thing is, I took a look at your elf friend while he was knocked out, and he appears to also come from there.
I'm gonna... If Kuma took him out of a jail cell, I'm putting him right back inside. Where is he?
You just run out the hallway. Just picks up her book and continues reading. So you rush out into the hallway, and you run down the staircase, and you see as Kuma and Ruben have entered into the room, looking for possibly you, and they see you, and they have their eyes on you.
Are you okay? You look a little
Ruben?
defeated.
Where is my stuff?
Shut up! You.
You robbed me. Why are you angry at me?
I did not rob you. I put it all in a box in a jail cell, alright? You're fine.
Just...
And you're from the underground?
Yes and no. Who told you?
That's none of your concern.
I think it is my concern when you're asking me about this.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. I do have a question for you.
What?
And if you know this person, I am going to kill you.
I think we have a little bit more pressing matters, like with that whole portal vine situation that we have down in the underground area. I know I need to return back home so I can grab some... I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to grab some assistance for us.
You talk too much. Do you know someone named Midsummer?
Yes. Not very well. I've only heard of her.
Do you know anything about her?
I know she's an assassin, and she's a little bit of a conspiratorialist, but like I said, beyond that, I don't know too much.
I'm going to kill her.
Usually my higher-ups are the ones who deal with her.
I'm going to kill her.
Listen, I'm gonna go get my stuff. And he turns around and gets ready to leave.
If I see her, I'm going to kill her. What's going to happen? It's going to happen. We're going to the Undercity, whether you like it or not. You're going to take us to the Undercity, whether you like it or not.
It's not exactly a good place to go down to.
Nowhere is it good. You think this is a good place to go to?
This is better.
We're going to the Undercity.
Let me grab my stuff.
Okay.
Goes out he goes out to the cell, grabs his stuff, and then comes back out. It's like, okay, the portal is in the poisoned well. We got to go back there and talk to.
Oh, before I do
Okay.
that, I am going to change my outfit because I do not, because I'm not entirely stupid. I don't want them to know I work for a guard. So I'm.
It won't matter if you. It won't matter if you work for a guard for Elder Hollow. They won't care where we're going.
Okay.
Everyone goes there, and that means guards from all over this country, and people from outside the country. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Okay. You make your way back through the city in a bit of a rushed hurry because you know Ruben is aware of how stressed you are with this, and is kind of like
Just grabbing her dagger.
just trying to get out of here.
How my accent can kill her. She's gonna die.
Okay. Why do you have such a desire to go down here, by the way?
Because that Midsummer fellow, I do really want to kill her.
Why?
You did say she was an assassin.
Yes, but I don't see why an assassin would be working out here in Elder Hollow. There's not much out here.
Because that assassin was the person who killed my sister, so I'm going to go after them and I'm going to kill them.
He continues leading. And he gets into you guys get into the poison well. I was like, Bakek, I need to go home for a bit. This job, I need some assistance. And Bakek just stands there. Alright, this way. And he turns around and starts heading out. He opens a door in the back end. He opens it and it leads down, and where the stone would be, it just kind of devolves into just regular cave walls. Down here. And you guys start making your way. And it's lit up with these blue torches that give off this pale white, kind of blue light. So you guys make your way through, and there's this big circle that is, it's not active, but it's definitely a teleportation circle, a massive one at that. All right, everyone, hop on the circle.
Ooh. Okay.
You guys hop in the circle, and he's like, now just be aware, there will be guards on the other side. And then all of a sudden, you see his hand vibrate, places it on the circle, and a light appears. It starts shining up where you can't see through it, and it fades out, and you guys vanish. I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws, except Micah, because one, he's not here, and two, it doesn't matter.
12.
12.
Saving throw?
Yeah. Think about this. This is a little weird for you.
16.
16? Okay, you make it through pretty much just fine. If queasiness was something that a robot could feel, they would be feeling it right now. As you go through this portal, you feel yourself being pulled in a bunch of different directions, split apart, and then suddenly reappearing in this room. Stone structures that lead up to a nice circular ceiling. It is a completely built area. Light, normal torchlight is around you, and you can see there's lights that lead out. But you would have to, or there's windows and a staircase that goes down, but you can't quite see where those go. But you can see out.
Well, Reuben.
Lead the way.
Alright, and you begin making your way to the staircase, and you see outside the window. Would you like to investigate what you see outside the window?
I have a passive investigation of
Or
6.
would you like to perceive outside of it, sorry?
Perceive?
Yeah.
I have a 14 passive perception.
You see what seems to look like city structures for a second, but it's you can't really see without going up to the window and actually looking out. You have to go to the window to look out to really see what's out there.
Even if I do, I don't see anything, apparently.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You guys make your way to the stairs, and the window distracts you, and you look out the window, and you see you're in one tower of what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 other towers that are lead all the way to the this gigantic cave wall ceiling. In the middle is a giant structure of what looks like a man with no design, like facial features or hair or anything like that. Is just like kind of like a mannequin holding up the ceiling, and you see this massive city. Lava, where an ocean would be, there is merely lava that surrounds this city, and more stone cities that rise and various buildings. You see things crawling on some of the towers, these mechanized spiders that seem to be crawling up, and from far away you can realize that these things are gigantic. A few vessels would almost look like what would normally be like a metal boat would be flying through the air without sails, and there's these rings that surround them, and they move at a pretty decent speed, hailing through the city. This is a world where technology is definitely abundant. Beautiful. You see lights scattered throughout them of multiple colors, and it seems to be some that are flash out, possibly explosions, possibly just little light shows that are going off. You can't quite tell from up here, and there's a seems to be a constant amount of noise being emitted. It seems like gearworks are being constantly gone off. And as you guys follow Ruben down the stairs, you see two guards. One of them being clad in all black leather armor, a werewolf, with some papers in front of him, and next to him, some bright red eyes, white skin. It looks like a human. This one is wearing a white outfit, and they are sitting in behind a desk. And when they see you, the werewolf goes, "Papers!" And you see the
papers, please.
You see the humanoid carrying a weapon with what seems to be a blue glowing light coming out of the end of it. It's weird how he's holding it, because you would normally think that this would be the handle, so he would swing out with it, but he's holding it with two hands. There's blue lights that seems to be emitting out the end of it, and some at the other end also. It's got rings, a nice sharp metal rod, some interesting decorations of what looks like crimson blood that spirals around it, and they seem to be waiting for something. And Ruben moves up to the table and places a piece of paper down. I've come bringing two guests with me. Just let's clear this out of the way, and we'll be out of your hair. And the one human looks at it. Just so that you were aware, seeing a human down here shouldn't be a thing. There are supposed to be no humans at all in Veldorn, purely because of the amount of hatred they've put into why all the monsters are here in the first place. So to see one here at all should not be. This is a surprise too. This is also a surprise too, because even in where you came from, not a lot of humans. And you see him red stamp and slam it down. And this one, it seems to say pass, and it has +2 next to it. And he's like, "Out the doors, down the road to your right." And Ruben continues. There's more staircase that continues to go down.
Ruben, why is there a human?
That's not a human. That's a vampire. What appears to be the problem? It looks like you're a little confused.
You're looking for a vampire.
Yes. He's a problem. I've been hired to assassinate him.
You're an assassin? And you don't know about the one person?
Correct.
What, you assassins don't have a fun little club you guys go to every once in a while?
You kind of have to earn your way into that club. Just a little.
And you haven't.
This one would have made me get into that club, but I can't do it alone. And we need a little bit more people if we're going to handle this situation.
Or maybe you should just stop looking at things, and you probably will be able to do it pretty good.
Shut up. And he begins to make his way. And when you're in this room, you see some decent architecture of what appears to be multiple... Make your religion check.
I think I have something. Oh, I got +3. Yeah, a 5.
I got a 4.
You got a 4? Yeah, you got no idea what any of these are. You just
Wow.
see a variety of faces. One of them is attached to what looks like a woman's body, which also attaches to that of a spider's. She's got like 8 eyes.
Blueberry?
Blueberry?
Is it blueberry?
Hang on. You see one which appears to be an orb. Shapeless, formless, but it appears to just be there. One of them is a metal warrior that doesn't really have specifically well-designed features, but as you take a closer inspection at it, it appears to be made up of multiple other mini metal individuals. To the left of it is a creature made of what it looks like a being made of stone with vines that wrap around it in one singular oculus. You see this bug-like one with almost like big, large wasp wings. You know those classic eyes that, like, think of like the eyes that I detest on bugs.
Yeah.
Is what you see. It appears to be like 2 stingers coming out of it, and a little bit of a hunch with a bit of a thorax coming out of it. Toes that split into 2 more insectoid. It's very much an insectoid-like creature. One being that they don't. That is a picture of a heart, but that's all there is. There's no name written on this one, but they just have a. Yeah, there's no indication of what this one is. There's another one that's an altar that looks like it goes up, but there's nothing on it. There's almost like a question saying unknown. And one final one is like that of what you consider a Wendigo. Just a deer-like skull with antlers coming out of it, attached to more of what almost looks like a werewolf's body as it goes out, but with the claws are much more bonier. The skin is the body's a lot tighter. The ribs are almost like piercing through its body. Every bone it seems like bones are jutting out of it at every piece, but it's this terrifying monster that it's got its claws up, and one. Yeah, that would be. I think that's all of them. Oh, and one last one is this great big dragon with what almost looks like a face that's melting. This one appears to be taking up the most place in this room, but it also is what's holding up the ceiling, as you see other arches, like pillars that are holding up this place. You can see directly out. There's not really any windows, just some railing to it, but this teleportation circle appears to be on top of this massive tower as well.
So how many was that? How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I forgot one. There is also one that is what appears to be a giant lizard, or like almost a wingless dragon, covered in bony armor all over it. And except for its mouth, which has it's got a half skull on, but and you can definitely see the lizard where it would be. It's still made of stone, but it's got like the scales and everything of a lizard underneath. It's clad in this mouth.
Is it like a Cubone?
Bony armor. No, whereas the Cubone only has it on its head, this has it on the rest of its body except the underjaw.
Okay.
But yeah, in total it is 9. 9 beings.
If it was 7, I was going to make an assumption, but, you know.
There's almost the floor is also made of golden made of like golden like diamonds that appear to be not genuine diamonds, but it's like the coloration is golden diamonds mixed with white marble that like reaches out to these. And as you continue to further go down, you realize that this building is actually really nice. It's a really nice building, and it gets wider and wider. And it goes down story after story, and there's a variety of rooms here. You continue to pass through. There appears to be other people working in here. You can't quite tell exactly what they're doing, but they're running back and forth. And some of these are carrying big old purple stones, and you continue down. You see someone working on these, what looks like giant orbs, with an eye at the front of it. Not like a flesh eye, but one that's like made of runic markers, and it's placed into these orbs. And as you continue to go down, you reach this one section that has this massive curved wall. There's a desk in front, like a really nice desk that kind of curves out a bit. 2 people sitting behind it with like papers, and these orbs are kind of just floating around with these purple gems that you saw earlier placed in the back of them, taking in the sounds. And you see people taking these purple gems and like investigating, like placing them to their heads, and they appear to be seeing something every time they do that, but they don't. It's just like you can't tell what they're seeing. And when they take off the gems and they're like, okay, this one's good, and it's like you hear, make copies of this, pass this around to the other people above. It's strange that this would be here under this portal, because you think one that leads directly to Eldar would be filled with more unfortunate individuals that would be here. But it appears this place is just doing something that you can't quite tell. You've never seen anything like this, and you eventually make your way all the way down to the bottom, and it leads into this giant gaseous hallway, almost like 3-4 stories up before it reaches the ceiling. Not hallway, big old entry space, and you see people are running around all over the place. So many different races in here, anything from a Leonin to a Harengon, just bouncing all over the place, dressed in like decent attire. Just continuing to bounce, carrying all kinds of boxes, papers, glasses. It is anything and everything that appears to be passing through here. And then there's the door to the front of the building where it appears there's a security, like, people with these, what almost looks like metal sticks with runes carved into them, if you want to make a investigation check. It's 2 more of what appears to be, 2 more people dressed in white. So what, one of them is another Yuan Ti. The other one is actually the race I'm trying to think of. One of them is a Goliath, but they're also dressed in these white robes, and they're carrying these sticks.
I got 19.
For your Arcana?
You said investigation.
Sorry, I meant Arcana.
Well, if we add 16.
16? You can tell these are the runes of Detect Magic. And it appears to have been created via, it's this blue writing that appears to go up and down them. And as people like walk up to them, they pass the stick over, and you don't quite know how it works, but it looks like they're like trying to see if they could detect anything. And they allow people to go right through. They just continue to do this over and over again. 2 more people in white are also carrying these strange things that you don't know what they are. It looks like an awkward sword, to be honest, because it still has a blade on the other end. It's attached to the front. It's a short blade, though. It would only be good for stabbing. Yeah, and you guys make your way up towards, that appears to be the main exit. Reuben walks up forward first, and he gets waved over, and then he's allowed to pass through. Do you have any magical gear on you?
I don't think so. How do you know if it's magic?
I don't think you have any magical gear.
I don't think so either.
I think you're good. They wave you over a little bit. Nothing gets picked up. They pass you right through. When they come to you, however, Akuma, they try to, like, they look at you for a second and they try to pass the rod onto you, but then it just, you feel that, like, you see them like, it's a little rough. It appears to be like, it went from a shade of blue to a violent shade of purple real fast. You appear to be made completely of magic. We're going to need to patch you down. Do you mind if we just search?
Sure.
They like take some of your gear and they like wave it over off to the side because they can't do anything on top of you because you're just made of pure magic. They get a little bit of something off the shield, but it doesn't seem to affect them. It, like that blue changes to a little bit of light pink, but they give it right back to you, like right on through.
Thank you.
You pass through the doors and it leads out into this bustling street. All those buildings that you had seen up below, you will now see down here. And where they look nice up top, below it is a lot more of a mess. Trading little sections all over the place. Machines and machines similar to Warforged, but a little bit different, are wandering around. Plenty of individuals with metallic pieces put into their body. You even see some that are like getting pieces put in. Like one person has his jaw removed, and you see them like placing in metal bits to like attach a new piece onto it. But it's taking, the person working on it's taking some time. A decent amount of people wearing they have tattoos covering their arms, are just rushing from place to place. This is activity. This is completely different from Elder Hollow. And the fact that there are so many people wandering around, it is almost hard to breathe. Ruben looks at you and is like, we'll be going to the center. And you see this giant statue, the one that you saw earlier. But now you see it from the bottom, and this thing is truly massive, around possibly almost like over 1,000 feet up into the sky. If not significantly taller than that. Just continuing to reach up and just holding up this roof, this metallic roof. And you see how the other towers, like the one you came from, also leads up to that same cave side top. And it feels so hot down here. It doesn't bother you because you're made. Doesn't bother you because you're made of metal, and it doesn't bother Eden, who thinks it's probably one of the best you have ever felt ever.
Oh, it's so toasty.
It's time to make your way.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to keep your eye out on? Because there's a lot down here.
Tattoo shops.
Tattoo shops?
Yeah.
You actually find those real quick. It almost seems like 5 minutes and you see a tattoo place called I'll be able to come up with it. I was not ready for any of this. We're now at the part where I'm not ready.
Places without armor.
Well, you guys made all your wisdom saving throws, and that was gonna do a lot.
And I ate one of them.
You ate one of the wisdom saving throws.
It was delicious.
Deliciato. Mm.
I'm just writing it down. Sorry.
Not prepared.
I'm sorry. You guys were a lot better than I thought.
Were we?
I like that.
You see one simply called Aaron's Parlor. It's got tattoo designs on the front wall. You see some in just what looks like regular pieces on the glass, but you also see some made over scale. It appears that they do hit multiple different types of groups.
They're so inclusive.
You also see dyes, and you also see what appears to be It almost appears to be a stain on metal. You have fur, just a regular piece of glass, and then you've got the scales and
Metal.
metal. And it just says Aaron's Parlor on the front, and it's strange because it's got this arcanic writing on it that gives it a pink glow with all the letters, almost like just like a random shop in the middle of the city where it's got that generic neon light glow. Yeah.
Neat.
Did you want to go in?
I'm
It's like,
debating.
no, we just wanted to look at it.
No.
I wanted to know if you have a tattoo shop. Here we go.
Cool.
No.
I don't like it.
You have an armor shop?
Roll an investigation. And this time I need investigation, sorry.
I'll join him in that.
Actually, perception.
He's trying to take me down, dude.
I don't have anything. No! Why do you change perception?
12.
No.
You're not really seeing any on this specific stretch of road that you're going through. You see plenty of, not armor shops, but you see plenty of body augment shops.
I should get a robotic tail.
I'm already a robot.
And you see through some of the windows, you see people. It's strange. You would think they would have this covered up, but you have people who are who have their eyes closed and their arms away, and then all of a sudden you see this person take a giant blade and go just straight through, and you just see this gush of red that comes out immediately afterwards, and then this same person that cuts it through immediately casts a kind of magic on top of it, where it just that the blood automatically stops.
Wow, they just send it for it, don't they? Wow, we.
Yep. Very rudimentary stuff down here. About getting your money fast, but you're still getting the thing that you paid for. Yeah, as you continue through, you see some.
Can you get a cybernetic tail? Can
Huh?
you? Can you get it?
You can get a cybernetic anything.
What can I do?
You can upgrade yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I want to go inside.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'll be with you.
So you point out to Ruben, and you guys make your way to the. Great. I'm just gonna write this down because I need to do. Argyle's Augments is the name of the shop. Or as other people, as you hear leaving it, call it AA.
Did you take that name from Stranger Things?
No.
Okay, that's just
Wait, what
because
is it called?
Argyle.
Dude, that was just the first name that came to mind. That was. It's like you walk in and it's just like, hey there, bros.
Hey there, bros.
You guys want to have our? It's this big old fur bulk.
Yeah.
You make your way inside and you see the Goliath that had swung the blade down. Bald head, got his own set of tattoos that cover his body along some rather thick, tougher skin. He's cleaning off the blade cleaning off the blood off his blade as the you almost think you recognize this because it looks like a tabaxi. But it's actually a Leonin. A thin Leonin, which is a little odd. But they're, unlike where the tabaxi looks cat-like, the Leonin is more lion-like. She's wearing a solid black vest with it doesn't seem to be much underneath it, leading to what appears to be a nice set of more black dress attire. Not like a dress, like dress pants attire.
Okay.
Leading into some really nice buckled boots at the bottom, perfect for traveling all over the place. This place seems to have a bit more of that modern aesthetic, which makes sense, since you saw the technology that Elder Hollow had, but it was still very much recessed because no one had helped it in a while. This place was never stopped by age. It has continued to grow throughout all these years, and it appears to be currently in a technological boom. The person at the head of the desk is this weird. You want to say fish-like individual. He's got strange, like, he doesn't have hair. He instead is like this gray, moist-looking skin with a line down his head, with like some little wrinkles here and there, with red. It's hard to describe. Red
Fins.
webbing almost. Ribbed webbing that goes down onto his back. He's got. Not only does he got a thing of hands, but he's also got two sets of claws that come out above his arms. And he's fidgeting around with a piece of metallic equipment, and you can see how he's replaced both of his hands into these metallic hands that are just constantly fidgeting with whatever he has in front of him. And he looks up, he's like, welcome to Argyle's Augments. What can I do for you today?
Is there any way to upgrade my armor to make it stronger, or anything you can upgrade to make me deal more damage?
Well, for you that'll be a lot easier. Do you mind if I see which one is your hitting arm?
Yes.
Fair enough. And he starts taking a look, and his hands kind of like creep onto your arms, and they start immediately screwing and unscrewing pieces of your metal, and as they fall into the ground, he starts taking a look at it. It's like, this is rather ancient technology. We haven't seen this in a long time.
You're ancient.
Stuff back from Valtrane. I assure you, we definitely can help with that. I would say a cool 2,000 gold to really get you a nice upgrade for both of your hands to deal some damage.
They seem to not have money here.
How much would that increase?
Round 2 points per hand.
So if I did D1d8 plus 3, it'd be what, D10 plus 3?
D8 plus 5.
D8 plus 5. I don't have 2,000.
It would also give you some other lifting capabilities, but that's how much we would have to go for. Especially upgrading some rather old technology.
You'll have to come back to that.
Yeah.
And you? What are you here for? Here at Argyle's Augments.
I was just looking around, seeing if I would even want to do a tail at some point.
What would you want to do to your tail?
It's
One can easily transform it into a thing of metal, but why? What is it you want?
It'd be a nice extra weapon to use.
That could be arranged at some point.
Definitely will come back in hopefully the future.
Understood. Have a lovely day, and thank you for visiting Argyle's Augments.
Getting like Mass Effect vibes. You know those jellyfish things in Mass Effect? That's
Yes.
that's what that reminds me of.
I know, it's been a while since I played that. I need to play that again.
We need money.
Huh?
We need money. We need money. We need money.
Ruben! We need money!
You make your way back out onto the street. And it goes from that, you notice the air in the parlor, in the Augment's shop is a lot cleaner. But the second you go back outside, it's not for you, but for you, Eden, it is a bit more difficult to breathe down here.
At least it's warm and cozy.
Since there's not really any nature down here, all this air doesn't get cleaned very well.
At least it's hot.
Yeah, you're right, it is hot.
I do like the hot.
I think you tilt your camera down a little.
I didn't tilt my camera. I can't change it anyway. It'll hang, so
Okay.
all I can do.
You make your way in, as you enter the street, you taking that breath of fresh air, and then you see this little you see this gray rabbit with like a bit of a white muzzle, with some light leatherish armor, covering it appears that it appears like that vest-like outfit where it's just the vest with nothing going on underneath. Appears to be a rather common set, and you see him weave through and kind of bump into. It's like, I'm sorry, just passing through. I need you to make a perception check.
17.
17.
You feel him bump into you, but that is about really it. As you see him walk into the crowd. Let's see. Remove around 20 gold from your purse. As you're standing in the middle of a street, you see two particularly strong guards are not really guards, but two around 7-foot dog-like creatures appear to be walking forward with a person chained up behind them. Their arms are chained, and those chains go up to one on either side of the creature. These Sakali dogs, you've never seen these before. Actually, neither of you have seen these. These jackal-like heads, pure pitch black, thinner bodies, wearing a slightly golden armor with green glass embedded in it, going up and down, and covering the upper section of their faces is a golden mask that kind of outlines that, and it goes up to, covers their ears as well, but it leaves their lower mouth also open, and they wander through and they like push some of the individuals out of the way with these great big golden spear, like glaives. It appears they're trying to get somewhere. On these, and the glass that seems to be covering goes around in like a circlet around their body, made of like little squares, and you just see them pushing people out of the way as they're trying to like bustle through.
They seem weirdly important.
Can I check for my gold?
Why?
Because he bumped into me.
You can check. Yep. And you'll notice that your pocket's a little bit less heavy than it used to be. But that herring gun it's gone. You don't know where it went. This crowd of people is such a big, massive shift that makes it very hard to tell. The perks of the main road and traveling down it.
No perks.
Yeah. You make your way back onto the street and you continue down this particular road. You see some more automatons that are bigger than you. These metal androids that are, one of them appears to be around 8 foot. Looks like a Goliath. But it's odd, because where it seems to be Goliath, it is completely made of metal. Completely golden. But he still moves and talks, like his hands like bend, almost like a liquid metal, it looks like, with how it moves. But he's just talking completely normally. Even his face has like, it moves like a person, but it's all metal. You see them just talking to these other individuals. You just see them talking to these other people here around them, perfectly calm and normal. These are similar to the bodies of what were referred to children of the Legion that you saw inside the church. Which means they are followers of that same god.
Is Ruben with us?
Ruben is, yeah.
Ruben, I just lost 20 gold. If he wants my help, I want to be compensated for that.
You'll be compensated for that. We just need to get to the center. We need to get some people so that we can...
Can I, like,
finish
hide
that
my
job.
money in my, like, chest next time?
Yeah.
So I
You
don't...
can open a few of your sections and just, like, put, like, your gold and hide it in there. Just be careful to remove it before you recharge next time. It'd be unfortunate for your gold to get sucked into your,
Yeah.
core. you just continue passing through. There's a number of shops. You see other towers that that stand around 60, 70 feet tall in the air, with what appear to be almost docking stations. Around 8 of these things, and you see those flying ships that you saw with the rings will like move up, and those rings will go from a horizontal. They'll rotate into a vertical position, and they'll dock on these sections. And for the upper part of these towers, since there's 4 on one level and 4 on another level, bigger ships will come up to land on these. And these ships could be like around 100 foot long, around 40 foot wide, just sitting there unloading cargo back and forth. And it's got those same whereas these the smaller ones had rings that would rotate around with them. These have rings built onto them, and you notice that they like shift a little bit as they go back and forth, and you see the gears that like are attached to them, and it just continues. You continue down to the city, and after a few hours of walking and being jostled around, you realize you're around hit the halfway point getting to the city, or getting to the center, to that giant structure. That's how big this area is. So it's been around 4 hours in. Continue onwards, meeting all kinds of these other individuals. You see one person with a tattoo of water, who's simply a tattoo of water, like summoned to his hand like an orb of water, and he just goes, and it just seems to like swallow it. It's like, and shakes off the water from his hand and repeats that process again. The gifts of magic being tattooed onto your body. You see a few others. You notice a lot of exposed skin in this area. Either on the legs, the arms, even on some particularly exposed chest locations, with these tattoos that are on them. And these are people that they have these inks, but they also want to be seen. You see a number of hair colors blasting through this area. This place is the epitome of you can define yourself and what you look like any way you want. A combination of cybernetics, a combination of inks, and a combination of dyes. There's nothing you can't be. You could come up with a character and you would almost see that person down here for easily. It has everything that you would want. And as you make your way, continuing, another 4 hours pass, and you finally reach the center of the area. This giant, colossal structure. Now that you're at the foot of it, it seems that giant size seems so much bigger now. You make your way inside the doors, Reuben leading ahead of you. And as you make your way in, that loudness seems to die the second the doors close. At the base of this structure, you see more of these massive pillars that go to where you imagine would be the base of the giant statue, reinforced with metal that covers it, to give it a bit more strength and durability, since they turned this section into an actual living quarters. There is a circle of desks that have another circle in between them, what appears to be another teleportation circle. And you see a number of individuals. Let me open up something right quick. And they're wearing this black armor with this white blade that's created via ink, that appears to be like wraps around their right arms. And they are they've got these stones in their ears. No, they've got these stones in the back. So, for example, there is of the 4 people that are at the desk right now, there's a goblin, there is a gnoll. Give me one quick sec. Sorry.
The nerve of some people.
There's two tieflings also standing there. These tieflings are of a more violet color with 2 horns that go back. they've also got a tattoo on the fronts of their heads, all 4 of them.
Why are we here? Why did we come to the center?
Reuben leads the way forward. It's like, and comes up to the front. I need to ask the boss for a backup. And the goblin who he walked up to puts a hand to the back of his head with where the stone is placed. Because you notice these stones. There's 2 of them on the back of their heads. Roll an Arcana. Not you, Kayla. Do you have Arcana?
13.
13. You would recognize this as the sending spell.
Like the white dot on it?
Huh?
Like the white dot on
Yeah.
it? No.
Yeah.
I have a plus to it, which is weird.
But you do see these stones that have that symbol of sending, which means they're talking to other people at the same time. Sorry, but I don't think the boss is entirely willing to help you on this little endeavor. You said you had it all on your lonesome, and now you come here with 3 other people. This is not
2.
what we agreed for.
It's 2.
Yes, 2 other people. Sorry. I'm the goblin. It's a goblin. It's not that good at counting.
You can't count to 3?
It's a goblin. It's not that good at counting.
1, 20, 49. Got it.
Okay. And Reuben gets a little annoyed at that. He's like, I need one person. Allow me to do. I just need one other hand at the very least. And the goblin shakes his head. It's like, sorry, but the boss said no. Time for you to get out of here. And you see Reuben looking a little defeated and turns around and is like, I hate playing this. I hate playing this character right now. 'Cause now I'm now in an element where Mike could be a lot better at here. There might be one other place we can go. Very close to here. It's a bar.
You know? We go there a lot anyway.
Might even be able to get a room. We've been wandering around for 8 hours. We could probably rest our feet a little. It's called Rudimentary Arrangements is the name of the bar. So I'll take you down there. And he begins leading you guys out. And I know it's a little early, but I think that is where we will cap it for now.
Wow.
Welcome to Noctrecht, the city of the future.
Ooh wee.
The most fantapunk, cyberpunk thing I'm hopefully trying to go for. And underground.
I do at some point want to get a magic tattoo, because I think that would be such a bizarre but interesting thing for my character to have.
Oh, that you can definitely do. There are tattoos.
Can I definitely do that? Because it's 2,000 to get an augmented thing.
Yeah, that's a cybernetic replacement of an arm.
Oh, boo-hoo.
A tattoo is like 200 gold.
What? We don't have anywhere near that.
No, hang on. It's around 50 gold. 50 or 60 gold. I'd have to look at
Does
it.
it do anything other than just be a tattoo?
It's an ink tattoo. It's a magic tattoo. Regular
So it
tattoos
gives you,
are-
like, an ability as well. Like, remember when
What's
you
some
saw
of
the
the
one
abilities
person?
you-
Remember when you
that's
saw the
dependent on
person
who you
summon the
come across.
water? The guy who summoned the water did that with the tattoo.
That's kind of.
So,
We need something like.
That's just one way a person had it. This could go. You could literally tattoo, depending on what style they went down. You could do different elements, like for example, firebolt that you would just be able to cast and shoot flames out with, and it'd still be based on whatever your level is. So, say for example, it gets an upgrade at level 5. Since you have it and you're level 6, it would be a 2. It would be a 2-tier basically firebolt.
Can I get Eldritch Blast?
It is possible. Yes. All magic in this game can be designed either arcanically in some fashion, or if it's directly tied to the fabric. It can be.
how do you? What magic would be? What would it be?
What?
How would you use magic?
How would you use magic? That depends on the spell.
If you say wisdom, I'm gonna end you.
Most of the time, it probably won't be wisdom.
Okay.
To be honest, charisma it will probably be one of your biggest, most important ones for casting any of the ink spells. Yeah, it'll be charisma. Either charisma or intelligence, but not wisdom. Unless it's a divine spell, but that's another situation. But I think that is where we'll end it.
Why do I have so much constitution?
Sorry it's a bit on the shorter side, but thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
The Abyss welcomes everybody. Have a good night.
Well, yeah, it is the abyss.